Hi, Marcus Hutzel, and I've got a quick tip for you if you're an Apple MacBook Pro user or any Mac computer, and especially if you're on a smaller laptop like my 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro here. I downsized recently and I find sometimes that things are just too small, so if you turn on a certain function in Mac OS, you can just do this. And you can basically zoom in the entire screen so you can just read things a little more easily, make them larger on the screen, and then you can zoom back out. A lot of people have asked me about this and they can't believe it's possible, but I didn't design it, I didn't code it, it's built into Mac OS, so let me show you how to get to it and turn it on. So the first thing you want to do is just open System Preferences on your Mac. And they used to put this right in the display preferences, but a few years ago they moved it over to accessibility. So what we need to do is find accessibility right here, click on that, and then go down to zoom here on the left. And this little option right here, you can see I already have it checked. It's called Use Scroll Gesture with Modifier Keys to Zoom. And so if you don't have it on, you can turn that on, and then you can basically choose a modifier key on the keyboard that you would hold down and then use the mouse or the trackpad to zoom the screen. I've chosen Option because it's one of the relatively fewer used keys that you would need to hold down. I don't choose Command because I use Command Tab a lot, so I'm holding down Command a lot of the time. So I chose a key that I don't hold down a lot, so I chose Option. And when you do that, I also have my zoom style of full screen, and what that does for me is it takes the entire screen and zooms it really large so you really can't see the whole thing, but then your laptop screen is actually just looking at a portion of that larger screen. And so I also go into advanced and I choose to move the screen only when the mouse pointer reaches an edge. That way the screen's not constantly moving if I'm just making small mouse movements. So if we just click OK and we use those options, what that does for me is anytime I'm doing anything on my computer, I can just hold Option down right here. And then since I'm on the mouse pad here, I will just use the 2 finger scroll up and down, and I can just zoom the screen all the way in. And since I have that advanced feature of when zoomed in, the screen image moves only when the pointer reaches an edge, it means that when I'm zoomed in, the screen's not going to move unless I get the mouse pointer all the way over here to the edge, and then the screen will keep moving as I move my finger. And then if I just hold Option down again and scroll back out, it will unzoom. So that's the one thing you have to remember. You have to remember to scroll back out, or else you may forget and then come to your computer laptop and just like, why is everything so big? Where is everything? Well, you've got to remember which key you used. So again, hold Option down for myself, unscroll, and it unzooms the screen back to normal size. This is very helpful again on smaller laptops like the 13-inch M1 MacBook Pro, because if I'm working on a video edit, let's say like this last video that I did, well, Premiere Pro has a lot of small text, and most video editors do a lot of small things here and there. And I don't want to increase the entire resolution of my entire laptop screen because that will make everything bigger. So I just keep my laptop on its regular resolution, but then I use my Option key and my zoom control, hold that down. I can then scroll and zoom way in over here to the left. I can change my scale of my video, rotation. I can just basically make it larger so I can read something. Like, if I'm looking at this screen at this distance, I can't really read what that says down there, so I'm gonna, instead of like getting down here and looking at it, well, I can just sit at my normal distance, hold Option, scroll in. Oh, it says audio from Rode VideoMic NTG, yada yada yada. So I may not be able to read that from this distance, but with the Option scroll, I can see it just fine. And honestly, I just like the fact that it's on all the time. Once you turn it on, it's always on and available, so you can be in a typing position, grab Option key, scroll in, do something in the zoomed in scale that you need to see more closely, zoom back out, and you're done. It doesn't matter what program you're in. You can be on the desktop, you can be in System Preferences. It doesn't matter. It's not program specific. It's operating system specific, and it's always ready at your fingertips. So the other options that I don't use, if you go back into accessibility, over to zoom, if you go back to that advanced, there are a few more options. You can have the screen move continuously with the pointer, so no matter where your pointer is, if you move it, the entire screen's gonna move. I just don't like that. I just like to move the screen around when the pointer reaches an edge. You can also select so the pointer is at or near the center of the zoomed image. So basically the screen moves, but your pointer stays center. So I just prefer the only when the pointer reaches an edge, and so I can just move it around as I like, and the screen doesn't jump around on me if I don't want it to. The cool thing is that this also works when you're connected to an external monitor. So hang on, let me get my laptop hooked up here to my dock. All right, so I've got the laptop hooked up to the dock, and I've got my external mouse and keyboard here. And again, using the Option key, I can hold that down and then with my mouse, scroll up or down, in this case, up. And you can see it scrolls the entire, it actually scrolls both screens. You can see the main monitor here and my monitor on my laptop are both getting zoomed in, so I can then just, move over and read that a little more easily. I guess they put it in accessibility features for people that have some sort of sight disability. Maybe they just can't see as well, they've got blurred vision, and this feature definitely helps those people, but I use it all the time for programs that just have small text, or if my seated position is just a little further away than I want to be and I can't read that. So really, really cool feature that I use all the time. People are always like amazed, whoa, how did you do that? And I'm like, it's just built into Mac OS. I guess I could take credit for it, but I'm a little nicer guy than that. So just a cool little feature that I use every day, whether I'm using just my laptop or whether I'm connected to an external monitor like this. Just something that helps me be a little more productive, lets me see things on my screens a little more easily. And I really hope this has helped you and made you a little bit better in the productivity realm of computing. I'm bad at words sometimes, but I didn't script this one, so live with it. Later.